my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We have JP Sebastian here with us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3, and we're about to talk movies, but not just movies, movie awards, because it's that season. There's more awards than just the Oscars.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Yes.
there's more awards than just the other one, the Emmys.
And the BAFTAs and the SAGs, and those are obviously the heavyweights. But man, they're like whole guilds of experts who we just like gloss over because they don't get the airtime or something like that.
They don't speak to the celebrity culture, possibly.
And they're people behind the camera, like poor cameraman Rudy over there, who's nodding sadly that he doesn't get the acclaim necessarily of these faces. And he's beautiful, trust me. No, he's not.
He is lovely.
I love you, Rudy.
So maybe let's start
we
with
have
the
to start with the big one.
BAFTAs,
So, of
because
course-
that is a heavy hitter.
Yeah, and surprise, surprise, I'm sure that you would know some of these names. So the Holdovers is on the left there, and took for Divine Joy Randolph. She probably definitely will get the supporting role at Oscar. Aside from that, there were Poor Things and another one. But the main one that was on everyone's watch list, obviously with 13 nominations, was Oppenheimer. And swept 7 of those awards.
Phew.
So Oscar voting is happening until the 27th of February. And this probably pretty much cements it. Because now, you know, like people from the Academy, voters, which include actors, which include directors, which include everyone else,
Yes, yeah.
are going, yeah, that's made up my mind for me. You know, if I was teetering on the edge of whether I give it to Cillian Murphy or whether I give it to someone else.
It's its moment.
Yeah.
This is their
I wonder though, like
moment.
if some people don't go, okay, well, they've had a lot of joy from the BAFTAs, maybe let's spread the playing field. I might vote like that person.
The
But
underdog, always the underdog, yeah.
But for sure, Oppenheimer definitely deserves. And here it got cinematography, Hoyt van Hoytema. It got score. It got editing. It got best director, obviously Christopher Nolan, best picture, and Cillian Murphy, and also Robert Downey Jr. for supporting actor. So cleaned up pretty good.
Wow.
So there's your cue, Zoe. You need to see it. We were speaking about that yesterday. It is very good. Like,
Yes.
as a biopic, usually biopics are quite droog, you know, but like
This is a good one.
This is a visual feast.
Okay, I'll have to make that my mission to see it before the Oscars.
Oh, no, no.
Let's move over to what I would assume is another heavy hitter because it's the 51st Annie Awards.
Yes, the Annie's, man, animation doesn't get the credit it deserves. And so there's like goofy rules, goofy, rules at the Oscars where other categories, editors will vote for editors. Cinematographers will vote for cinematographers. But in animation, you as a guild, as an Academy member can go, oh, I feel like voting for animation. So this is how like stuff like Disney's Elemental sneaks in. And Disney's Elemental, well, Pixar's Elemental is just not up to scratch compared to
It's
the
not
others.
Academy Award
So
winning.
for this reason, you get stuff like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse that cleaned up there.
Yes, sir.
Those other names, by the way, that you would have seen there was The Boy and the Heron, Nimona, and I can't remember the other one. But whatever, it's Spider-Man that took the cake. And that was 7 wins of 7 nominations
Yes.
because, good grief, Spider-Man is an achievement.
7 out of 7.
So it was, I said this before in my review already, but it was 1,000 animators working in concert all over the world 24/7. It's the largest animation project in history. And really what Spider-Verse did, even with the first one, is break the corporate mold even. Because you had a lot of suits and you had a lot of executives going, achieve the Pixar look. Get your thing to look like Pixar and we're good. We're, you know,
As
we're
long as
shareholders.
tons
are
of
happy.
kids are going to watch it, great. Yeah,
They took so many risks. If you look at these sort of like animation styles, that within the program, sometimes you get a lot of computer programs that's similar to say autocorrect or spell checker will try and hold your hand through
Yes.
the process. But they purposely had to break their programs to go, no, I know how real life light works. I don't want real life light.
need
So they
that effect,
purposely broke their programs to achieve these kind of looks. And for that reason, a lot of animations are saying, why can't we push it to the next level like Spider-Man Across the
And I'm thinking, because the first was so amazing, you could have 1,000 animators working on the second, knowing exactly where they're going, because
We'll
it set that tone.
wait for
Absolutely
2025
brilliant.
for the third.
Okay, let's take a short left here. The 5th Society of Composers and Lyricists Awards.
names, the
Wow, this
SCL.
award.
So-
I can understand why
SCL.
not everyone's talking about this particular award group, because no one can say it.
But I mean, like, it's half of what makes movies is the score,
Exactly.
the sound. You should be able to turn off all dialogue, and the movie should
And
still
feel
make
it,
sense.
yeah, for sure.
So this is also a union that represents these artists, including, and some of the other nominees and winners were, if our director can show the pic, it was Billie Eilish for Barbie.
Bobby.
Olivia Rodrigo also won for it. So those are original songs. That was Hunger Games, and then in the middle was the Michael J. Fox documentary, still, which won for independent film. But for major studio film was Ludwig Göransson, who won for Oppenheimer. Surprise, surprise, I suppose. You know, we were just marking the cleanup, but a major surprise there is you expect composers to be old, right? Like all their photos should be in black and white. Like Hans Zimmer is.
You have no right to be that
Yes,
good.
you should have sculptures of yourself in your house. But Ludwig Göransson is 39. He's filling the shoes of Hans Zimmer for Christopher Nolan, who's 66. Joe Hisaishi is 73 of Boy and the Heron. And then who sadly passed away last year, 80, is Robbie Robertson for Killers of the Flower Moon. So this 39-year-old comes along. He's already won an Oscar for Black Panther, if I recall correctly, and he will win the Oscar for Oppenheimer. But the stuff that they did here was ridiculous. So imagine yourself, you, me and Graham are jogging. And our director tells us, okay, and change speed 20%. And change speed another 20%. Like, it's now playing music. One of the biggest parts of that was the violin pieces, and they had to tell 26 violinists, okay, 20% fast, 20%. What's behind these things for yourself? JP's not a musicologist, he can't explain it, but he's got to move on. So next awards, please.
Very exciting. So, 4th Set Decorators Society and America Awards. You see, I didn't even know these awards existed.
And they're a bunch of professionals, but one of our professionals, unfortunately, is telling us that I've eaten through my time. And you know what? Do yourself a favor and learn about some of these people, like the set decorators of the world. Like we were also going to talk about makeup artists, visual effects, obviously, is a big deal. Costumes, which actors say is half of their job done. For. If you got me dressed for the role, I'm in the space.
Yeah, and when it comes to prosthetics and things like that, an entirely different level. JP Sebastian, thank you for doing a deep dive. I love the fact that you can start to kind of work out where that Oscar glory is going to end up with all of the awards that have come this far. But hey, it is a massive award season with some heavy hitters in the world of cinema, which makes me excited. But right now, some heavy hitters waiting for us up in Jersey.